Please take your seat. Please take your seats.
You're the PhD in higher education.
I'll be fine.
Thank you. In accordance with the board's bylaws, as chairperson, I will now call the quarterly meeting of the Board of Trustees of Illinois State University to order at 8:04 a.m. I note for the record that notice of today's meeting was posted in accordance with the Illinois Open Meetings Act and that the public has been notified of the date, time, and location of this meeting. As included in notice of the meeting, the university has provided a YouTube link that allows all interested persons to contemporaneously view the meeting and hear all discussion and vote. Trustee Navarro, please call the roll.
Trustee Bone.
Present.
Trustee Jenkins.
Present.
Trustee Jones. Trustee Minga.
Present.
Trustee Navarro, present. Trustee Russell.
Present.
Trustee Tillis.
Present.
We have a quorum.
Thank you, Trustee Navarro. We are excited to welcome Ryan Russell to his first Board of Trustees meeting. Trustee Russell, would you please approach and take the oath of office? Repeat after me. I do solemnly swear
I do solemnly swear
that I will uphold the Constitution of the United States
that I will uphold the Constitution of the United States
and of the state of Illinois,
and of the state of Illinois,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
of the office of the Board of Trustees
of the office of the Board of Trustees
of Illinois State University
of Illinois State University
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
We're thrilled to welcome you and we look forward to your time. Trustee Russell, would you like to say a few words?
Yes, please. Thank you. Good morning, esteemed colleagues. I extend my sincere gratitude to the Illinois State University student body for their unwavering support throughout this election process. Additionally, I wish to express my heartfelt appreciation to my cherished friends and family, some of whom are in the audience today. Their unwavering support has been very, very, very appreciated on my end of things. And their presence here today serves as a testament to their pivotal role in my journey, and I invite you to join me in acknowledging them with a round of applause. Please stand. Thank you. It is with great honor that I speak before you, poised to collaborate with the distinguished members of the Board of Trustees and our esteemed president, Anave Tarhule. Their welcomeness and willingness to bring me on has been both encouraging and gratifying, and I'm confident that the spirit of cooperation will endure throughout my tenure. Moreover, I'm deeply privileged to undertake the responsibility of serving the ISU community, steadfastly committed to advancing its collective interest and fostering its continued growth and prosperity. Now, being at ISU for 2 years, and it's crazy, it's gone by so quick, but 2 years now, I can confidently say that ISU is truly a great institution that offers large school opportunity in a medium school setting. And I can also tell you that I've come to love this place that I now call home, and I can't say enough great things about being an Illinois State University Redbird. But I'm also a true believer that even though something is great, you must always strive to make it amazing. There are always areas to improve, and as student trustee, I hope to work alongside many colleagues, a lot in this room today, and continuing to better Illinois State University for the future. In conclusion, I extend my heartfelt appreciation and gratitude to all of you for your time and attention. I eagerly anticipate the opportunity to fulfill my duties and serve our university with diligence and dedication throughout the duration of my term. Thank you so much, and go you Redbirds.
I would also like to welcome and congratulate Ryan's family who are joining us today, as he indicated. Ryan's parents, Julie and Shane Russell, his grandmother, Connie Russell, and his twin sister, Alyssa Russell. His brother, Sean, who is an ISU alum, was unable to join us today. We'd also like to recognize family friend, Trustee Emeritus Mary Ann Louderbeck. Would you mind standing again so that we can extend another warm Redbird welcome? Thank you. You have before you the agenda for today's meeting. May I have a motion and a second to approve the agenda?
I so move.
Trustee Navarro made the motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Trustee Tillis, second. Is there any discussion? Having no discussion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The agenda is approved. Next on the agenda is public comments. We have several persons who have indicated an interest in making public comments to the board today. In accordance with established and recorded policy, the Board of Trustees will allow up to 30 minutes in total for public comments and questions during a public meeting. An individual speaker is permitted 5 minutes for his or her presentation. If more than 2 persons wish to speak on a single item, it's recommended they choose 1 or more persons to speak for them. The Board of Trustees will accept copies of the speaker's presentations, questions, and other relevant written materials. If you have any written materials you want to share with the trustees, you may send them to bot@ilstu.edu. When appropriate, the Board of Trustees will provide a response to a speaker's questions within a reasonable amount of time. Okay, Nathan Kapoor, at this time, I invite you to come to the podium and proceed with your comments to the board.
Thank you. Good morning. My name is Nathan Kapoor. I'm an assistant professor in the history department and speak on behalf of the United Faculty of ISU. We have been bargaining with the administration for months and recently signed 7 tentative agreements moving us closer to a contract. Despite this exciting movement, there have been proposals that have made very little progress, and I want to talk to you today about one of them. And as a historian, I thought I would begin with a short story. On September 9th, 2022, in the wake of the Uvalde shootings that left 21 people dead, a Michigan State University professor, Stephanie Anthony, asked the Academic Senate and Board of Trustees of MSU, quote, "Are we doing enough? Is there anything that our institution can do to ensure that our community is safe?" 5 months later, Michigan State University would fall prey to a mass shooting. They had not done enough. In case you don't remember the pictures of the campus shortly thereafter, I think it's worth taking a look at them to see the flowers strewn between the doors of the rooms that might have been locked had the university bothered to put them there. If you have a hard time imagining what it might be to be in a room like that, Old Main, the room that we are sitting in right now, has one door in the back that does not have an accessible lock. The other 2 doors in here, according to the staff, are sometimes locked and are not easy exits. Imagine teaching in a space like that. ISU staff work with this on our minds every day. Unfortunately, mass shootings and college campuses make for common headlines. Across the institutional and political spectrum, calls for change blare loudly and somehow seem to fall quiet just as quickly. Every stage of my education was and is rattled by mass shootings, from Columbine as I entered middle school wearing a clear backpack, to the Virginia Tech shootings that led to mass shooter instructions being pasted in every college classroom around the country. And in my first job as a university professor, I find myself begging my administration to do something about it. It's a problem, we all know it. We have students and professors at this university that have survived mass shootings. Many of us know someone that has suffered directly from a mass shooting. We know the familiar calls to add stricter gun laws, arm teachers, install metal detectors, add more background checks, etc. And people remain hopelessly obsessed with a fix-all. As a historian of medicine, I know that people often obsess over panaceas like this and often miss the small steps that can be taken that will make a huge difference. In the security studies that follow such tragic events, such as the Sandy Hook Advisory Committee, one of the most common solutions is adding accessible locks to classroom doors. Whether we're talking about Sandy Hook, Uvalde, MSU, Virginia Tech, NIU just up the road from us, or even here at ISU where students barged into a WGSS classroom to harass professors and students. Experts agree that locks make a huge difference. No one suggests that they would stop all violence or make campuses perfectly safe, but they'd help. So why am I talking about this here? What does this have to do with the union's bargaining? Well, it's because after months of negotiations and proposals, the administration just, as in 2 days ago, on July 31st, responded. They drafted what's called a Memorandum of Understanding, which said that for the collective bargaining agreement, they would commit to putting locks on all new buildings and try to add locks in existing buildings. 5 months ago, we put explicit demands in our proposal asking the administration to budget and pledge real support for the campus community. When not simply ignored, these concerns are minimized or framed by administrative spokesperson Mark Bennett as impractical. The admin team's commitment amounts to a trust us and don't verify, which is patronizing and tone deaf, regardless of the intent. Real progress has yet to be made. That's why we're demanding you direct your negotiations team to come to an agreement with us and keep faculty and students safe. We want a clear and concrete plan for how they will implement these necessary changes. Try as the administration might to paint faculty demands as hysterical, selfish, overly particular, or out of touch. These calls from the faculty represent an actionable issue that benefits everyone. It makes people safer, whether we're talking about students, faculty, parents, or anyone else in the community on campus. How can the administration not be in support of this? Faculty members have even offered to locate grants and help procure funds for adding these locks to classrooms. I've sat in bargaining since the union presented its first proposal, which included these demands on February 28th.
Nathan Kapoor, you are at 5 minutes. Please wrap up.
Thank you. I want students and colleagues to be safe. I want to be safe. As we cope with mounting political instability and bargain for the best university we can be, would it not be wonderful if we as employees and employers could come together on something simple to make a difference? Your action or inaction will demonstrate to every UF-ISU member and all ISU families the value you place on the people that live and work within your walls. Thank you.
Thank you, Nathan Kapoor. At this time, I invite Fusan Akman to come to the podium and proceed with your comments to the board.
Good morning. Our faculty union, United Faculty of ISU, representing 650 tenured and tenure-track faculty, has been in negotiations with your administration team for over 5 months. On February 28th, we gave the administrative table team a comprehensive proposal. After going through multiple bargaining sessions during the spring semester, our table team members have been working on bargaining every week this summer as well, devoting uncountable hours of more unpaid time to building a stronger ISU. We have made some progress, but the administration team, led by a highly paid outside lawyer, that would be almost $500,000 over 2 years, has refused to even discuss any of our economic proposals until everything they deem non-economic has been settled. This means our members start another school year feeling undervalued, overworked, and underpaid. We will eventually get a contract. 2023 was a banner year for higher education contracts being signed in Illinois, wasn't it? Yeah, we will get that contract. But how demoralized are we going to be until we get there? August is a time that's traditionally full of hope and optimism for all of us who love teaching and learning. Instead, here's another year without a contract, a year during which ISU will incidentally go up for accreditation. Faculty are already hard at work on fall courses and continuing summer research, despite only being paid for the duration of the academic year. At the same time, we are trying to plan our finances for the upcoming year as we pay rent and mortgages, our kids' tuitions, and manage our family's healthcare costs. We are wondering if we can afford to attend important conferences in our fields. We haven't had a cost of living increase in living memory, certainly not for the last 30 years. That's how much we feel we are being valued at ISU. Without a contract or even any idea of what the administration team will be proposing on economic issues, what should be a time of hope becomes yet another very successful, stressful stage of the academic year for us. Just 2 days ago, at the end of our most recent bargaining session, lead faculty spokesperson, Dr. Ashley Farmer, pointed out that we now have agreements or active discussion on the bulk of non-economic issues, and asked if the administration team would have some economic counter-proposals for our next session on August 7th. The immediate response? No. The administration spokesperson went on to say that presenting economic proposals would be premature and wouldn't be productive. It would be nice to have the same confidence as this gentleman about how much we are going to be paid for the next few years. Really, it would be too early, after over 150 days, to give faculty some idea of the administration's starting point on compensation that is so important to our quality of life and to retaining the excellent faculty that we have. When Dr. Farmer mentioned how important these issues are to faculty, the response was, "We understand." Clearly, though, given the refusal to engage on economic issues, the administration team does not understand the pressure and uncertainty that this negotiating strategy puts on the faculty whom ISU claims to value. You know, our working conditions are our students' learning conditions. The farther we go into the school year without economic proposals and a fair contract, the more our students and their families will start to feel this uncertainty as well. We urge the Board of Trustees to let the administration team know that you are expecting a quick and fair contract for the faculty who have dedicated so much to Illinois State. Show us, the faculty, students, and community of ISU, that you truly value all the work that we do. Thank you.
Thank you, Husan Akman. The next item of business on the agenda is the election of officers. At the first board meeting of each fiscal year, the trustees elect board officers for the year by secret ballot as required by Illinois State University law. Are there nominations for the office of chairperson of the Board of Trustees of Illinois State University?
I'd like to nominate Dr. Kathy Bone for chairperson of the Board of Trustees.
Trustee Bone has been nominated to be chairperson of the Board of Trustees by Trustee Navarro. Is there a second?
I second the nomination.
The second is by Trustee Tillis. Are there any other nominations?
I nominate as well.
Thank you.
Dr. Bond.
If there are no other nominations, I'll ask for nominations to be closed. Is there a motion to close the nominations?
So moved.
Trustee Tillis made the motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Trustee Navarro, Trustee Jenkins, second. All in favor of the motion to close nominations, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The nominations are now closed.
Dr. Bone has been nominated for the position of chairperson of the Board of Trustees. I will now ask the trustees to vote by secret ballot. Not so sure it'll be very secret with one nomination. On a sheet of paper from the pad provided, please write down the last name of the individual you wish to vote for, fold the paper, and I will collect each vote and tabulate the votes.
You had to do that.
It was very close. I have counted the votes, and trustee Kathy Bone has been elected chairperson of the Board of Trustees of Illinois State University. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. I am truly honored and humbled to accept the office of Chair of the Board of Trustees of Illinois State University. I would like to thank the Board of Trustees, Trustee Jenkins, Trustee Navarro, Trustee Merminga, Trustee Tillis, and now Trustee Russell, as well as Trustee Jones, for their tireless efforts for this university and for having confidence in me to lead the board with them. I would also like to thank my husband, Dr. Tom Nielsen, for his understanding of the time commitment. I pledge to all of you, I will do my best to always put my alma mater, this great university, first in all that I do as I work with the Board of Trustees, the administration, the faculty, and the staff to move Illinois State University forward. Thank you. We will now proceed with the election of the Secretary of the Board of Trustees of Illinois State University. Are there nominations for the office of Secretary of the Board of Trustees of Illinois State University?
I would like to nominate Trustee Navarro.
Thank you. Trustee Navarro has been nominated by Trustee Tillis to be Secretary of the Board of Trustees. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Trustee Russell. Are there other nominations? If there are no other nominations, I'll ask for nominations to be closed. Is there a motion to close the nominations?
So move.
Trustee Tillis made the motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Trustee Merminga, second. All those in favor of the motion to close nominations, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The nominations are now closed.
Trustee Navarro has been nominated for the position of Secretary of the Board of Trustees. I would now ask the trustees to vote by secret ballot as they did before. And I peeked while I was collecting them. I have counted the votes, and I'm pleased to indicate that Trustee Navarro has been elected again as the Secretary of the Board of Trustees of Illinois State University. Congratulations, Trustee Navarro.
Do you want me- Well, I certainly appreciate everyone's support, and I was told all I have to do is take roll, so I think I can do that for another year. It is a great group to work with, and certainly don't mind giving time back to the university that gave me so much while I was here.
Thank you, Trustee Navarro, and congratulations. With the beginning of a new fiscal year, it's time to make appointments to the Board of Trustees committees and appointments to university and state boards. The Executive Committee, consistent with the board's bylaws, will consist of the chairperson, the board secretary, and Trustee Darren Tillis. The Audit Committee will consist of Trustee Bone, who will chair the committee, Trustee Tillis, and Trustee Jenkins. Trustee Tillis will serve as liaison to the Foundation Board. Trustee Navarro will serve as liaison to the Alumni Association. Trustee Jenkins will serve as the liaison to the University Civil Service Merit Board. The State Affairs Committee will include Trustee Jenkins as committee chairperson, Trustee Merminga, and Trustee Russell. It is the duty of the board to select from the university staff an employee to serve as treasurer of the Board of Trustees. The treasurer serves as an ex officio capacity and receives and disperses all monies and reports to the Board of Trustees on the financial status and the fiscal affairs of the university. At Illinois State, that person traditionally has been the vice president for finance and planning. We will continue with that tradition. So interim vice president for finance and planning, Dan Petrie, will serve as treasurer. In addition, it is a duty of the board chairperson to designate a university representative to serve as an ex officio member of the Municipal Clerks Training and Institute Committee. The committee serves in an advisory capacity and helps develop curriculum for municipal clerks training courses. I have designated Rob Blemler, Director of Internal Auditing and University Ethics Officer, for that task. Well, good morning, and thank you for joining us for today's meeting of the Board of Trustees on August 2nd, 2024. I want to congratulate our admissions, financial aid, and enrollment management teams and all students, faculty, and staff who play a role in recruiting students to Illinois State University. President Tarhuli keeps us apprised of the status of the applications, admits, and deposits, and we anticipate a very strong enrollment for the fall 2024 term. For some time now, the board has closely followed disturbing news regarding the national trend and discourse about higher education, where many colleges and universities face enrollment declines, mounting fiscal debts, staff and faculty layoffs, academic program eliminations, and even outright closures. This news is especially concerning when even institutions larger and better resourced than Illinois State find themselves struggling to cope with rising costs and declining revenues. Therefore, as we stated when we appointed President Tarhuli in March of this year, and again reiterated over the summer, it is critical that President Tarhuli and the administration diligently review ISU's finances and fiscal situation and take all the necessary steps to position ISU to effectively navigate this challenging landscape. I had the opportunity to join the President's Cabinet during their retreat in July, and I was pleased to see the team addressing this charge thoughtfully. The board and I look forward to learning more about the university's financial position, strategic plan implementation, and the upcoming Higher Learning Commission visit in the weeks to come. I'll now turn to President Andrew Tarhuli for his remarks.
Thank you, Trustee Bone, and congratulations on being elected chairperson of the Board of Trustees. I also extend my congratulations to Trustee Navarro on being elected secretary, and I welcome student trustee Russell to the board. I want to begin my remarks today by thanking the board for your support of Illinois State University and the extensive amount of time you devote without compensation to Illinois State. Your dedication is much appreciated. I look forward to working with all of you to advance the mission of the university as we move into the 2024-25 academic year. Although we will not have final enrollment numbers until the 10th day of the fall semester, I am pleased to share that enrollment deposits are up 3% overall. Transfer enrollment and retention are both similar to last year. We are confident that fall 2024 will see a large incoming class. This enrollment success is remarkable because significant delays in the new FAFSA rollout created considerable uncertainty for students, families, and the admissions team. I want to thank Bridget Carl and our financial aid team for their hard work this spring and summer in helping our students file their FAFSA and, despite significant challenges beyond our control, sent awards letters to students as quickly as possible. Our enrollment success this fall will be largely due to their extraordinary efforts. Thank you to Jenna Albrecht, Jeff Mavros, and the enrollment management staff, admissions, housing, the honors program, University College, the registrar's office, the graduate school, academic advisors, and everyone who helps make enrollment such a success at Illinois State. The fall semester is just around the corner, and University Housing Services staff and a small army of volunteers are ready to help students move into our campus housing beginning Monday, August 12th, and continuing through Sunday, August the 18th. I understand that some cabinet members have been lifting weight in preparation for carrying the fridges up into Watterson Towers. We are equally focused on students living off campus. More than 2,000 welcome bags will be delivered to off-campus students that include giveaways from a variety of student affairs offices, McLean Chamber of Commerce, Town of Normal, and the City of Bloomington, by off-campus services through student conduct and community responsibilities. I would like to draw attention to two significant university activities that will take place this semester in addition to the usual retinue of fall events. The Higher Learning Commission accreditation site visit will occur in October. In preparation, we are soliciting public comments to determine how the university is ensuring student success. I encourage community members to submit feedback online or by mail by September 27th. Details are available on the Illinois State News webpage and in the report newsletter. Additionally, the Board of Trustees approved our new strategic plan, Excellence by Design, in spring 2024. The strategic planning steering team has created 16 action teams to develop actions and metrics to help actualize the strategic plan. I invite everyone to continue to engage in this dialogue and look forward to the final recommendations. The facilities team has worked throughout summer to renovate facilities in preparation for fall, including replacing the stairs on the west side of the Bourne Student Center, the second phase of the Gamo renovation, and the Nursing Simulation Center. I am pleased to report that these projects are all nearing completion. I look forward to the ribbon cutting ceremony of the Nursing Simulation Building on October 17th. You are all invited. I also want to acknowledge the hard work and success of our faculty and staff in securing external funding to support their research, creative scholarships, and provide amazing learning opportunities for students. For FY24, we finished with 167 new external awards totaling over $32 million, and 204 submitted external proposals. Congratulations to all the PIs, co-PIs, and sponsored programs personnel. Relatedly, the Society of Research Administrators International administers a recognition program called Future of the Field. The program recognizes research administrators who are less than 15 years into their careers and are making a significant impact on the field of research administration. This year, 2 Illinois State University employees, Eva Harrison and Katrina Murphy, were selected to receive this prestigious recognition. Eva and Katrina, if you are in the audience, would you please stand to be recognized? Thank you. The university continues to strategically identify opportunities for new academic programs that meet student demands, the needs of employers, and keep pace with changing technology. I am pleased to report that the Illinois Board of Higher Education approved our data science and sports communication degree program proposals at their June 26th meeting. Students will begin applying to these programs in fall of '24, and the first set of students will resume in fall of '25. Also in fall of '25, the first cohort of engineering students will be on campus. We continue to build out the personnel for the college and finalize plans for physical facilities and financing. Summer is also a time for planning, preparation, and practice for student athletes, coaches, and staff in preparation for the upcoming '24-25 competition season. Speaking of athletics, several ISU programs have received national recognition for academics by their respective coaching organizations, including swimming and diving, men's and women's track and field, volleyball, women's golf, and women's tennis. Of note, the volleyball program earned the AVCA Team Academic Award for the 16th straight year, and the women's golf program the 20th best team grade point average in NCAA Division I for the 23-24 academic year. Individually, recent women's golf graduate Alice Schrock was named to the College Sports Communicators Academic All-American First Team, marking her 3rd consecutive CSC Academic All-America honor. Schrock is just the 4th Redbird in school history to earn 3 Academic All-America honors, joining former men's basketball standard Doug Collins and cross-country and track and field standards Stacia Best and J.D. Lafayette. As we near the end of my remarks, I'd like to take the opportunity to share a few additional points of pride. Our Connected Communities Initiative and strategic partnership with OSF Healthcare is proceeding as planned with ongoing collaborative research work in telehealth and opioid overdose. Congratulations to the ISU Solar team for their third-place finish in the America Solar Challenge. ISU Solar Car program entered its first competition in 2005. The solar racing team is now driving Mercury 6, the team's sixth build, with results improving dramatically over the years. Kelly Hasselberg, graduate student Mahalia Jackson, and undergraduate students Jack Lyons and Umo Samke led a group of 12 Illinois State University alternative break participants to Kenya this summer to serve with Living Positive Kenya, an organization that works to support women who have experienced HIV/AIDS and their families. Participants helped the organization move to a new office. A group of Illinois State alumni visited after the student group and helped paint the new space. Kelly, I believe, is with us today in this room. Can you please stand to be recognized? Thank you. And closer to home, the Sorority and Fraternity Life community reported over 15,000 hours of community service this academic year and more than $240,000 donated to philanthropy causes during the 23-24 academic year. During this summer's preview program, the Center for Civic Engagement partnered with the Back to School Alliance on a preview service project. 115 preview participants made their Redbird impact by packing 818 backpacks full of school supplies for local elementary school students. The backpacks will be distributed to kindergarten through third grade students in Bloomington Normal. University Marketing and Communications won a Gold Circle of Excellence Award for storytelling from the Council for the Advancement and Support of Education. Circle of Excellence is a juried competition among higher ed advancement departments worldwide. Illinois State won a gold for the fall 23 magazine story, The Music Never Stopped, 50-plus years of campus concerts. University Advancement also won Circle of Excellence Awards for its Data 2023 microsite and for data student-generated video shots created for Instagram Reels and TikTok social media platforms. Through the generosity of our donors, FY24 private support in university advancement, including gifts and non-governmental grants, totaled over $35.4 million. This marked the third consecutive year of fundraising production over the $30 million mark. The total number of donors to ISU for FY24 surpassed 15,000, which was an increase of over 1,200 from the prior year. Included on today's concert agenda are a number of naming opportunities that are made possible through generous financial gifts. I would like to take a moment to acknowledge the following individuals for making a difference in the lives of our students and future students. Gifts such as this enrich not only a student's Illinois State experience, but their future. In honor of Andy Butler, family and friends of Andy's have generously donated the scholarship suite, room 258A, in Section H of the Surf-Q Arena as the Andy Butler Suite. Andy was a beloved Redbird, and I am pleased to see this fitting tribute. Dr. Gail A. Lamb for naming the Dr. Gail A. Lamb Faculty Suite in the Mennonite College of Nursing Simulation Center. Casey Kramer and Eric Kramer for naming the Star Uniforms Faculty Suite in the Mennonite College of Nursing Simulation Center. Betty Rosendahl Wagner for naming the Betty Rosendahl Wagner Faculty Suite in the Mennonite College of Nursing Simulation Center. And lastly, we are renaming the Gina and Michael Wee Reception and Welcome Desk to be the Michael and Gina Wee Reception and Welcome Desk. Please join me in thanking these donors for their generous support of Illinois State University. Lastly, I would like to take just a moment to acknowledge 3 individuals who are new to their roles. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Scott Island as the new Dean of the Windsor Kim College of Fine Arts. Dr. Island began in this new role July 1 after the retirement of Gene Miller. He comes to us from Western Michigan University, where he served as Associate Dean of the College of Fine Arts. Scott, if you're in the room, can you please stand to be recognized? Thank you. Career Services celebrated the legacy of the now retired Director Pamela Cooper and welcomed the newly appointed Director Quenisha Kumi-Dafo. Quenisha, a Redbird alum, also serves as chair of the Civil Service Council and the Association of Black Employees. She is unable to be with us today. And finally, I would like to recognize and to congratulate Dr. S. Gavin Weiser, who is serving as Interim Director of the Graduate School. Dr. Weiser is an Associate Professor of the Department of Educational Administration and Foundations and Coordinator of the College Student Personnel Administration Master's Program. I know that Gavin is in this room, I believe. Will you please stand to be recognized? Thanks, Gavin. I would now like to call on today's spokesperson for the Campus Communication Committee, Dr. Martha Hurst. Dr. Hurst is a professor of music theory and composition in the School of Music. She has served as chair of the Academic Senate since 2021 and serves as the chairperson of the Campus Communication Committee. Dr. Hurst?
Good morning. As we prepare for the upcoming fall semester, members of the Campus Communication Committee, with representatives from the Civil Service Council, AP Council, Academic Senate, and Student Government Association, remain positive about the current trajectory of the university. Despite the nationwide concerns this past spring of the potential enrollment decline due to FAFSA delays, Illinois State University appears to be on track for another strong incoming class. We recognize and appreciate the hard work that university housing, those involved with preview, and other staff members do in preparing for the arrival of new and returning students. In April, President Tarhouli conducted a targeted search for the position of Vice President and Provost. The Campus Communication Committee supported this targeted search as it provided stability to the institution. Identifying additional permanent leaders for the university via open national searches will further stabilize the institution. We look forward to participating in searches for the Director of Athletics, the Vice President of Finance and Planning, and other positions as needed during this upcoming academic year. This past spring semester, members of the campus community engaged in peaceful protest. During these turbulent times, the Campus Communication Committee's main concern are that the campus remains safe and that the rights and freedoms of our community continue to be protected. Balancing these two forces is a challenge for administrators across the nation. We feel fortunate that Illinois State University and the state of Illinois strongly support principles of academic freedom and freedom of expression. This is not necessarily true for our peers in other states and institutions across the nation. We continue to support peaceful protest and freedom of expression within the bounds of our university policies. Turning to today's agenda, the Campus Communication Committee encourages the Board of Trustees to vote to approve the constitutional change proposed by the Academic Senate. The changes to Article 5 of the Illinois State University Constitution were unanimously approved by the Academic Senate after being vetted by all shared governance groups and circulated to the entire campus community. With that, I will end this relatively short and optimistic letter by enthusiastically stating, "Go you Redbirds."
Thank you, Martha. There is no legislative updates for today, so we will move forward with the agenda.
We will now move to the consent agenda. All items listed on the consent agenda are considered to be routine and will be enacted in one motion. There will be no individual discussion of these items unless the trustee so requests, in which event the item will be removed from the consent agenda and considered at the appropriate point on the agenda. Do any of the trustees wish to have any items removed from the consent agenda? Well, then, may I have a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda?
I so move.
Trustee Navarro made the motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Trustee Russell, second. Secretary Navarro, please call for a roll call vote on the consent agenda.
Trustee Bone,
Yes?
Trustee Jenkins,
Yes.
Trustee Merminga,
Yes.
Trustee Navarro, yes. Trustee Russell,
Yes.
Trustee Tillis.
Yes.
Items included on the consent agenda are approved.
Thank you. There is one report today, the Academic Plan 2024 to 2029, which was included in your board materials. The annually renewable plan includes a brief profile of the university's strategic plan, an inventory of academic programs at the university and academic program changes approved since June 30, 2023, an inventory of academic programs and units at the university recognized by specialized accreditation associations, and updates regarding academic initiatives, college strategic plans, summaries of academic program reviews conducted in fiscal year 2024, and a tentative schedule of academic program reviews for fiscal year 2025 through fiscal year 2032. Are there questions or comments from the board members about this report?
President Tarhuli, please proceed with the resolutions.
Thank you. Resolution 2024.08/44, approval of Academic Senate proposal to amend Article 5, Academic Governance of the ISU Constitution. Today, I ask your approval to amend Article 5 of the Academic Governance of the ISU Constitution. The Illinois State University Academic Senate unanimously voted to pass a proposed amendment to Article 5 of the Illinois State University Constitution at the Senate's February 21, 2024 session. Article 5 is the academic governance section of the Constitution. The section includes provisions to establish the voting membership of the Academic Senate, conduct of elections for the Senate, and establishment of different Senate committees, including the Campus Communication Committee. A great deal of thought was put into these proposed changes, which are designed to incorporate the new College of Engineering into the membership of the Academic Senate, including the new cabinet positions, include new cabinet positions into the Academic Senate membership, as well as to make updates to language to reflect current titles for faculty, staff, and administrators. I ask for your approval of this resolution.
May I have a motion and a second to approve this resolution?
So moved.
The motion's made by Trustee Russell. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Trustee Tillis. Is there any discussion? Seeing no discussion, all those in favor of the resolution, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The resolution is approved.
Thank you. Resolution 2024.08/45, Higher Learning Commission Assurance Argument. On August 5th, 2015, the Higher Learning Commission, HLC, accredited Illinois State University for a 10-year period. The university is now preparing its request to HLC for reaccreditation through 2035. The reaccreditation site visit is scheduled for October 28th to 29th, 2024. In advance of the visit, the university is required to submit a document called an assurance argument. In it, the university presents evidence that it fully meets HLC accreditation standards. The university's efforts to compile this document began in January 2023 with the appointment of an accreditation steering committee and 7 affiliated work teams. More than 50 members of the university community representing all 4 divisions and the student body have served on the teams. The latest draft of the assurance argument and associated evidence has been provided to the Board of Trustees for review and discussion. This draft will be revised to incorporate feedback received from the board and other campus constituents and to incorporate the most recently available information regarding the university. We ask that the Board of Trustees endorse this draft of the assurance argument. I ask for your approval of this resolution.
May I have a motion and a second to approve the resolution?
So moved.
Trustee Jenkins made the motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Trustee Merminga, second. Is there any discussion? Trustee Jenkins.
I guess the discussion I would have is for both the public and for the Board of Trustees is, why is this important? Why do we do this? Why does this process matter? So people can understand this in the context of how the institution operates and how the divisions then ultimately operate to meet the mission and the vision of the institution. And that'd be great to understand if we have time for that, Madam Chair.
Thank you.
Provost Yazajian, would you like to take that?
Thank you for the question. Accreditation is really an institution-wide seal of confidence that we are providing the education in a fiscally sound way to the citizens of Illinois and the other students that we are educating from across the country. So even though I'm the provost and I'm the representative of the Division of Academic Affairs, accreditation is really an institution-wide effort that represents all of the different divisions, as the president alluded to. And it is a way of kind of checks and balances to make sure that we're doing the things that we're saying we're doing, that we're doing them well, that there is a spirit of continuous improvement in the work that we do, that it's really driven by our shared mission, our shared values. One of the things that I was especially pleased about this year is that we really took the time to update the mission of the university. That was something that in the past iterations it's been tweaked a little bit, but this is really a process that we went back from the beginning and we said, what does the mission of ISU represent to the stakeholders at the university? And so there was widespread institutional feedback in that, and it's really just a way of showing and documenting with thousands of pieces of evidence that we're doing good work here, and then also identifying, though, opportunities for improvement. So for example, in 2019, when we had our 4-year midterm review, one of the things that we were asked about is our gen ed assessment plan. And that was something that we worked really hard to continue to improve on. It was an area that we had a good plan in place, but we weren't necessarily implementing it in the way that it was initially intended for various reasons. We ended up then having a global pandemic in the middle of that, but we did take a step back and looked at our processes as we're developing a new general education curriculum that's in the process of going through shared governance approval this fall. And we said, well, let's start fresh with a gen ed assessment plan that is going to be comprehensive, but much more doable, right? So as we're doing our gen ed revisions, we're also working on the assessment plan. So that opportunity in 2019, where we got some constructive feedback, actually helped us really put a much better plan in place. And those are the things that we're kind of pointing out in the assurance argument to an external body that then reviews it, asks critical questions, will come to campus in October and meet with different stakeholders and then come to some conclusions about whether or not we really are doing the things that we say we're doing.
Can I ask a quick follow-up?
Sure.
And so, while it's an institutional review, the external body, can you tell us a little bit more about the importance of that external body reviewing what Illinois State does for purposes of a full accreditation and for purposes of maybe Title IV eligibility?
Right, so of course it's a seal of commitment and confidence, an external seal of commitment and confidence that families can rely on, right? So they know that there's been this external validation of the institution, but also it is tied, as you said, to students being able and being eligible for financial aid, federal financial aid. So that's a critical piece, because if we don't have that, then we can't provide financial aid and we can't provide the education that we're so proud of being able to provide. So it is not only an external, there's a shared governance process internally, but then there is an external review that universities across the country go through that allows students to be eligible for aid.
Thank you for that context.
And Trustee Jenkins, if I may add a little bit to the excellent information the provost provided, I think one lay way to look at this is just like nobody would like to go to see a doctor if they don't know if the doctor is qualified. Accreditation is a higher ed equivalence where the HLC, the accreditation body that works on behalf of the federal government, gives us the authority to award degrees. So they say we are qualified and we're doing all the things that they expect. So it's a seal of approval. And it prevents just about anybody from setting up a sign to say we are a university and we are awarding degrees. You can do that, but it's illegitimate unless you show that you are meeting the standards and expectations. And as you alluded to, without this accreditation, our faculty will not be able to access federal grants. Our students will not be able to access student loans, and we will not be able to award degrees. So it's absolutely critical and essential to how we do business. Thank you.
Are there any other questions? Okay, all those in favor of the resolution, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The resolution is approved.
Thank you. Resolution 2024.08/46, authorization to name Core Construction Laboratory. The College of Applied Science and Technology respectfully requests naming the Construction Management Lab at 604 North Adelaide Street as the Core Construction Laboratory. This name reflects and recognizes the generous financial commitment by Core Construction to the Core Construction Management Facilities Fund. For decades, Core Construction has partnered with Illinois State University and the College of Applied Science and Technology on various projects and initiatives. In 2019, Core established the Core Construction Endowed Scholarship for students in the Construction Management Program. In addition, Core participates in the Construction Management Career Fair and supports athletics with contributions to the Weisberger Scholarship Fund. Core has strongly impacted Illinois State's learning and physical spaces by leading renovations for the Bourne Student Center revitalization and the Center for Visual Arts Rotunda. Similarly, Illinois State has impacted Core Construction. Jim Jacobs, Core's current CEO, credits an Illinois State University professor, Dr. Saul Schulman, with heavily influencing his servant leadership style. Currently, several Illinois State graduates are employed by Core, including 2 regional presidents. Core Construction's financial commitment to the Core Construction Management Facilities Fund will continue to elevate and enhance student experiences in the College of Applied Science and Technology. As a result, we propose naming the Construction Management Lab as the Core Construction Laboratory. I ask for your approval of this resolution.
May I have a motion and a second to approve the resolution?
I so move.
Trustee Navarro made the motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Trustee Russell made the second. Is there any discussion? All those in favor of the resolution, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The resolution is approved.
Thank you. We have members of Core leadership team. I believe Tim and Tony are here. Would you please stand so we can recognize you for your generous support? Thank you. Resolution 2024.08/47, authorization to name OSF Healthcare Athletics Training Facility. Illinois State University Athletics respectfully requests naming the indoor practice facility located next to Horton Field House as the OSF Healthcare Athletics Training Facility. This name reflects and recognizes the generous financial commitment by OSF Healthcare for the Redbird Athletics program. OSF Healthcare is a valued and respected organization in the Bloomington-Normal community and beyond. Fortune magazine recognized OSF Healthcare as one of the most innovative companies in the country, known for its mission of serving people with the greatest care and love in a community that celebrates the gift of life. At Illinois State, OSF Healthcare has partnered with the Mennonite College of Nursing and a medical services contract with ISU Athletics created in 2023. OSF Healthcare's financial commitment to ISU Athletics will continue to elevate and enhance student athlete experiences. As a result, we propose naming the indoor practice facility as the OSF Healthcare Athletics Training Facility. I ask for your approval of this resolution.
May I have a motion and a second to approve this resolution?
So move.
Trustee Tillis made the motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Trustee Merminga. Is there any discussion? All those in favor of the resolution, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The resolution is approved.
Thank you. Resolution 2024.08/48, authorization to name Michael and Gina Wee Hospital Simulation Room. Mennonite College of Nursing respectfully requests renaming the hospital simulation room in the Nursing Simulation Center as the Michael and Gina Wee Hospital Simulation Room. This naming reflects and recognizes the generous financial commitment of Michael and Gina Wee for the new nursing building. Michael and Gina Wee are proud Illinois State University Redbirds, having both graduated in 1978. Gina is an alum of the Mennonite College of Nursing, and Michael graduated from the College of Business with a business administration degree. Michael enjoyed a long career with State Farm, retiring in 2016. Gina supports many nonprofit organizations and champions nursing education, keeping in close contact with several Mennonite College nursing classmates to help maintain their connections to Illinois State University. Gina's mother was a longtime nurse, and in 2022, Michael and Gina, along with Gina's father, Francis Bard Verkler, created the Helen K. Verkler Endowed Scholarship. The Wees are members of Illinois State University's 1857 Society and are longtime supporters of Redbird Athletics. They have 2 sons who both graduated from University High School and 3 grandchildren. Michael and Gina recognize the opportunity the new space will provide for the Mennonite College of Nursing to expand and have pledged funds to.
I so move.
Trustee Navarro made the motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Trustee Merminga. Is there any discussion? All those in favor of the resolution, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The resolution is approved.
Thank you. Resolution 2024.08/49, approval of 2025 board meeting calendar. I bring to you today proposed dates for the quarterly meetings of the Board of Trustees for 2025. I ask for your approval of this resolution.
May I have a motion and a second to approve the resolution?
So moved.
Trustee Russell made the motion. Is there a second?
Second.
I'll second.
Trustee Tillis, second the resolution. Is there any discussion? All those in favor of the resolution, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The resolution is approved.
Thank you. Resolution 2024.08/50, authorization to acquire property insurance, amended. As a member of the Illinois Public Higher Education Cooperative, IPEC, Illinois State University has participated in a hybrid group cooperative purchase of property insurance placed by property insurance broker Alliant Insurance Services, Inc., and covered by the Alliant Property Insurance Program, EPIP. EPIP provides public entities across the country access to property insurance solutions and price stability through EPIP's group purchasing power. This trend is fueled by EPIP's nearly 10,000 covered entities in 38 states and $540 billion in total insurance values. EPIP is among the largest property placements worldwide. IPEC has secured their own independent tower of coverage within the EPIP nationwide program. This independent tower of coverage allows IPEC members to take advantage of our minimal loss history and not share similar rates and rate increases as other EPIC members who have higher loss histories. This customized tower of coverage allows IPEC members access to comprehensive and very cost-competitive property insurance coverage. FY25's property insurance renewal amount is projected to be approximately $1.9 million, an increase of $500,000 or 35% over the prior year. In May of this year, the Board of Trustees approved Resolution number 2024.05/31, authorization to acquire property insurance at an annual premium not to exceed $1.45 million. This amended resolution requests a change in the approved limit to $1.9 million. This increase in insurance premium in FY25 is the result of current market conditions, labor shortages, increased material costs, and related supply chain issues. For fiscal year 2025, the university's property insurance program will have a $1 billion per occurrence coverage limit with a $100,000 deductible payable for each occurrence. Consequently, the university seeks board approval to acquire adequate property insurance coverage for fiscal year 2025 as a consortium through Alliant Insurance Services, Inc., at an annual premium not to exceed $1.9 million. Cost will be funded by general revenue and auxiliary facilities system operating revenues. I ask for your approval for this resolution.
May I have a motion and a second to approve this resolution?
So moved.
Trustee Jenkins made the motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Trustee Russell. Is there any discussion? Trustee Tillis.
So a 35% increase is a huge increase. And my question has been in the past, have we had any discussions around increasing the deductible to offset the increase? Can anybody speak to that?
Vice President Petrie, would you like to take that?
Thank you for your question, Trustee Tillis. Yeah, we have continuing conversations around how we might be able to contain cost increases for our insurance needs. And one of the things we have considered is $100,000 for an institution of size. It's per occurrence, but that's not an outrageous amount of money. And to your point, we think there's probably some value in examining how much risk appetite we have for deductibles, and I would expect there to be some an analysis and report soon on that.
So Dan, excuse me. So Dan, in the future, because I've asked this question multiple times before, I think there could potentially be a huge savings to the university if we do provide us with those options, so we can know what we're saving. Considering the climate that's going on with universities now, any savings is a good savings.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Trustee Navarro.
What was the total that we spent in deductibles last year?
Doug, do you know?
No, I do not. So really your question is how many claims did we have that hit the deductible?
Mm-hmm.
So no, we'll have to find that out for you. It's a great question.
Are there any other questions? Okay, well, I have a couple. When did this policy go into effect?
Policy goes into effect July 1st.
So we actually have been paying on this policy. So kind of for a month.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say we have the invoice.
We have the invoice, okay. And what is that invoice for? So that would be the exact amount then?
Correct. So this proposal gives us authority to spend up to 1.9. The actual cost for FY '25 is lower than that. It's going to be 1.79 million.
Okay, and is this the same policy that we used when the Lexington Farm had the fire? Is it the same company?
Yes.
It is, okay. And so I know we paid the $100,000, but that probably was not this last fiscal year. Was it the year before? Not the year before, okay. Okay, are there any other questions? Okay, all those in favor of the resolution, please say aye.
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 Opposed? The resolution is approved.
Thank you. And that concludes the resolutions for today.
I would now entertain a motion to move into closed session for the purpose of discussing the appointment, employment, compensation, discipline, performance, or dismissal of specific employees pursuant to 5 ILCS 120/2C1, to discuss collective negotiating bargaining matters between the public body and its employees or their representatives pursuant to 5 ILCS 120/2C2, to discuss litigation that has been filed and is pending before a court or administrative tribunal pursuant to 5 ILCS 120/2C11, to discuss the purchase or lease of property for the use of public body pursuant to 5 ILCS 120/2C5, and for the purpose of discussing minutes of meetings lawfully closed under the Illinois Open Meetings Act, whether for purposes of approval by the body or the minutes of semi-annual review of the minutes pursuant to 5 ILCS 120/2C21. May I have a motion and a second to move into closed session?
So moved.
Trustee
I'll second.
Tillis made the motion,
I'll second.
second by trustee Navarro. Hearing no discussion, trustee Navarro, please call for a roll call vote.
Trustee Bone,
Yes.
trustee Jenkins. Yes. Trustee Merminga,
Yes.
trustee Navarro, yes. Trustee Russell,
Yes.
trustee Tillis.
Yes.
The motion is approved. We will now move into closed session. Following the closed session, the board will move back into public session solely for the purpose of adjournment. Thank you.